Manchester United's new ownership have put their faith in Erik ten Hag, and to back him they've appointed Dutch legends Ruud van Nistelrooy and René Hacker, sparking a Dutch revolution here at Old Trafford. Today we're taking on the task in Football Manager 2024 to rebuild Manchester United using Dutch players only, and of course this has been already started by brand new signings Matthijs de Ligt and Joshua Zirkzee. Our ultimate goal is to lift another famous treble, but this time with a full Dutch team. And well, this is not going to be easy at all, because this rebuild does not finish until we have a full Dutch team and we've won the treble. So will the likes of Joshua Zirkzee still be in the squad? De Ligt as our centre-back and Mazraoui be at right-back? Yes, I am using Mazraoui. If you head out to his information, he is actually partially Dutch. That's a massive dub, so I get to keep him at right-back. Sadly, Martinez and Onana don't have that. Obviously, Mazraoui must have moved to Ajax at an early enough age, or has got Dutch heritage. In terms of scouting, I will be using players which are at least partially Dutch. That's all they have to be for me. You can see I'm looking at DMs already, but I am pretty much looking for anyone that is at least partially Dutch. I am going to mainly sign Dutch players, but if there's a fantastic region that comes through, which is English and partially Dutch, and he's like unbelievably good, I'll be signing him. I'm using Mazraoui because he's a brand new signing and it's quite cool to use him, and of course he is at least partially Dutch. But as mentioned, the likes of Onana, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Mainu, Garnacho, Bruno and Rashford cannot be in this starting team or be in the squad at all if we are to win the treble, because that is the rules we are setting in place. Rule number one: Dutch squad only by the time we win the treble, and hopefully we can get there. We've got a lot of clearing out to do. Obviously, in terms of the squad, we do also have Tyrell Malacia, so hopefully he can come in and be a good player at left back. He's actually alive in this one. He's not going to be a player which no one ever sees again. Thank God. Hopefully he's back soon in real life as well. Big up Tyrell Malacia. And what I am going to do is I'm going to enable the transfer window for this first transfer window as well, so we can give ourselves a little head start and get some Dutch players in straight away, because there's not a lot in the squad. I thought there was going to be a lot more, but obviously it's a lot of players from Ajax, and a lot of off the field stuff as well seems to be going Dutch, and we're going to make everything Dutch. We're going to be eating pancakes and, you know, doing all the other stuff you do in Amsterdam and in Netherlands in this. We're not going to do that in the rebuild either. Hopefully the team don't get into that either, but that's a completely different subject. We're going to be spending a little bit of money to get ourselves underway in this rebuild and make the team a little bit more Dutch. So let's get into the signings we've made straight away. And we'll sign number one is brand new RB Leipzig central defensive midfielder Rochelle Gertrudia, signed from Feyenoord. We paid a whopping £52 million to get Gertrudia in, but he is absolutely fantastic. He is just 24 years of age and he's extremely versatile. He can play centre-back, right back, right wing back, CDM. He can move into midfield as a defensive midfielder, as a central midfielder. He's consistent, he likes big matches, and he's like the main defensive midfielder you can actually buy that is Dutch, that's already in the game. Obviously looking at sort of box-to-box midfielder, etc., you've got Kenneth Taylor and players like that, but as an out-and-out right DM, Gertrudia is the best option by far. And to be honest, we signed 3 defensive midfielders, and this guy is my second, and it's because he's absolutely smashed it in the championship recently. It's Gustavo Hamer. We might not have heard of him. You might not have expected to see Hamer at Manchester United, but he is Dutch. He came through at Finals. He joined Coventry in 2020, and he was unbelievably good there. He's joined Sheffield United, where he's a pretty decent player there as well. Was decent in the Premier League last season, but sort of got pushed out into the wing positions, etc. He is a defensive midfielder. He's an aggressive 5'7", arguing with officials, almost like a Kante style DM, and he's going to be a great rotation option for Gertrudia and Mainu, because of course we've got at least a few years of using Kobby. And for the guy that we are using to grow into a more better defensive midfielder, it's Tygo Land, signed from PSV. It is a big sort of problem area for Manchester United at the moment. It is defensive midfield, so Land is coming in as well, going straight out on loan. He's gone to Derby on loan as well, so getting him out the door and on loan, hopefully getting some good match experience in the championship. And our final signing is Noah Lang. I spent 35 million on the future. This guy's going straight back on loan to PSV, where he starts out. This guy is lights out, good on FM, great acceleration, pace, first touch, dribbling, mental stats as well are fantastic. Normally goes quite good. Hopefully he can become a superstar for us. And then in terms of the outgoings, there was a big one. Casemiro left to Al Hilal, Lindelof went to Atalanta, Facundo Pellistri went to Espanyol. I loaned out Jadon Sancho to West Ham, of all places. He's ended up at Chelsea in real life, so it's a very similar scenario, let's be honest. Hannibal's gone to FC Nantes, and that's pretty much it in terms of the transfers. I updated this as of like the 27th of August, I believe. Every single rebuild going forward past this date is going to be updated as of the 1st of September, which is going to be very, very exciting. So we're going to be right up to date, which is amazing. This is our team, though, for the first season. We've got Onana in goal, Dallo at right back, De Ligt, Martinez and Luke Shaw, Gertrudia, Mainu, Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford and Højlund. Of course, Mazraoui at right back and Malacia at left back will be getting lots of games as well. Lenny Yoro, hopefully we can see progress a little bit and send him for lots of money for a young Dutch centre-back. And in terms of the rest of the team, well, hopefully Xerxes can get some minutes ahead of Højlund as well. Let's get into season 1. I'm looking to win at least the Conference League, and a top 4 finish in the Premier League would be fantastic. And well, there'll be absolutely no surprise to see that we are in a Conference League final. What might be surprising is how difficult we're going to make this. We are up against Lazio, and Garnacho gets us 1-up in 47 minutes, but Lazio are going to grab a goal back in 73. It goes to extra time, and we actually go 2-1 down, which is certainly not what I was expecting to happen, as Tati Castellanos gets the equaliser for them. We ended up scoring, though, Harry Maguire at the back post, and that was enough to take us to penalties. We won 4-1 on aggregate. My favourite thing here, Gustavo Hamer came off the bench in the, minute? 101st, got sent off. That's my little ratty defensive midfielder. Love it. That's not ideal, is it? Let's be honest. But that's a fantastic victory. We've won a European competition straight away in his own, the Conference League, but we'll certainly take that. Sadly, in the FA Cup, it was a Manchester derby, and we lost 2-0 to Manchester City in the 5th round. And the Carabao Cup, we lost 3-1 to Chelsea and their 5,000 players. On that, I've got a very exciting video coming out just in a couple of days' time, where I've got 2 separate Chelsea squads, Chelsea A and Chelsea B, and I'm rebuilding them together. So if you're a Chelsea fan, make sure you subscribe to the channel, or if and of any Foot Manager rebuilds in that, subscribe to the channel. That is coming out in just 2 days' time. I mean, this Chelsea team alone beat me 3-1. Dread to think of 2 of them. When it comes down to our league form, we were absolutely fantastic, actually. We are about to go 1-0 down, thanks to Erling Haaland in 43 minutes, but that was the first half, and we're a second half team, and we're using that Erik ten Hag high press system, and you can see it working instantly there. Rasmus Højlund robbing the centre-back and grabbing a goal in 52 minutes. In 72, another high press moment, Mason Mount this time, putting it past Ederson for 2-1, and we do grab a third as well. Amad Diallo driving down that right-hand side, finds Mason Mount in the boxes. Rasmus takes his touch, finishes it off. A 3-1 victory against Manchester City. The only issue we've got is we're not scoring a lot of goals with many Dutch players. Rasmus Højlund this season was our main striker, and he was pretty good at it as well. 26 goals and 1 assist in 45 games. Compared to Xerxes, 9 goals and 2 assists in 14 starts and 30 off the bench. It was certainly a number 1 in Højlund, number 2 in Xerxes this season, but I've got a feeling over the next few years that is going to change, because Xerxes is progressing nicely, and Højlund is only a 2.5-star ability, the exact same as Xerxes. So as soon as Xerxes gets a run of the team, or realistically until we sell Højlund as well, which we'll have to do at some point, we are going to have Xerxes as our number 1 striker, and hopefully he can lead us to a Premier League title. Because as good as Rasmus Højlund was, it was the goal scorer, and that has let us down. 88 points level with Manchester City. Erling Haaland scores 25, Rasmus Højlund scores 20, and City win the Premier League on goal difference. 88 points is a fantastic season. I am buzzing with how that have gone. Player of the matches, Alejandro Garnacho joint on the top there with an only goal of 8. Rashford, 12 assists. Average rating, Rashford was great as well. He had an actual good season, which is fantastic. 20 goals, 14 assists in 40 games. Hopefully a sign of things to come. I'm recording this the day before we play Liverpool at home at Old Trafford. I hope Rashford's scored. If we've not, banter me in the comments down below. We've got absolutely battered. I'll be livid, but banter me in the comments down below anyway. Seems to see the tactic worked quite well. We obviously won a competition in the Europa Conference League. Second in the Premier League is very decent, but there is way too many non-Dutch players in this first team, and we have been given a nice transfer kitty of £83 million, and we've got to sell some big players and bring in some big ones as well. So that is exactly what we've done. This really is a Manchester United rebuild like no other. Bruno Fernandes leaves after season number 1 and goes to Saudi to earn £1.1 million a week. Bruno, respect to your pal. I love you. You're my captain. But we need to get it being Dutch only. And as far as I'm aware, You're nowhere near Dutch at all, are you, mate? You're fully Portuguese. You absolutely love it. Doesn't even speak a little bit of Dutch. But Bruno is gone, and he's off to Saudi for 70 million. And Luke Shaw joins him there as well at Al Ali for 950k a week. A 53 million pounds raise for a 30-year-old left-back who's about as fit as me when it comes to staying good with injuries. In terms of the people coming in, over 200 million pounds to spend. So we went absolutely mental, and we brought the best Dutch cam we can get. The youngster Xavi Simons signed from PSG for 92 million. Yes, it's absolutely outrageous. No, this rebuild is not realistic at all. Yes, it is complete vibes. You've got a consistent big match player in central attack midfielder, and I would actually love it if in 3 or 4 years' time, when Bruno is winding down, becoming maybe our Juan Mata when he's 33, 34 years of age, we brought in Xavi Simons. This would be my go-to central attack midfielder to bring in. It would be so exciting. He is such a talent to watch. And hopefully on FM, he's going to show us what he could do in a Manchester United shirt. He is consistent. He loves big matches. He's got great flair, great on the ball, great dribbling, good physicals as well. And being 5'10", he's a tricky little player. He is going to be a superstar in cam. We've also signed a brand new goalkeeper to start rotating in with Andre Onana, and that is Bart Verbruggen from Brighton. He was obviously the starting Dutch goalkeeper in the Euros and started for Brighton this weekend against Arsenal, and he is going to become a Premier League goalkeeper, and I think he is fantastic, and he is my choice as our goalkeeper. 38 million pounds spent on him. And a brand new left back coming in is Ian Maatsen. We are raiding the Premier League. He's obviously gone to Aston Villa from Chelsea. He's a very quick, attacking, good crossing left back. 30 million pounds, consistent, Leipzig matches, but a good player to get in and one of the best Dutch options at left back. And what our final signing is Myron van Brodende, signed from AZ Alkmaar. He is a left wing, right wing striker, good pace, good dribbling, good physical stats, 5'9", consistent, Leipzig matches, Dutch, 22 years of age, and again, hopefully can progress very, very good. Now, I'm going to be completely honest about something here. I completely forgot that I brought Noah Lang, and Noah Lang for the pretty much rest of this rebuild is not going to come up in this bit, and I use this bit a lot to find out if my players are good enough to come up to the first team. He is going to just sit on loan, and when he comes back, he's not going to be good enough. I can't remember if it's a 2-year loan at PSV or what's happened, but basically we're never going to see Noah Lang again until season 5. I think I set him for like £5 million. Absolute error on my behalf. I hold my hands up. Sadly, no more Noah Lang. Hence why Myron's come in, because at this point, my brain had completely gone and I forgot we brought him in. I think there was like a 2-week gap from when I actually played the full first season myself and simulated the rest, but I wanted to play with the Dutch Man U team, which was quite fun. Hence why we've done so well on 88 points as well, I suppose. But yeah, this is now the team we're looking at. Onana in goal, still going to be our starting keeper ahead of Bart Verbruggen for another year. Dalot at right back, probably again rotating out with Mazraoui, De Ligt and Martinez at centre back, with Ian Maatsen at left back, Gotulia and Kobe Mainu in DM, with Garnacho on the right, Rashford on the left, Simmons in cam, and so far still Rasmus Højlund up front. Will Joshua Zirkzee take his place this season, or will it be another season of being his rotational option? We've got the Champions League this season, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, English Premier League. I'd love to win them all. It wouldn't mean the end of the video, because this video does not end until we win the treble with a full Dutch squad. So don't worry, let's just go and win as many trophies as we can while we transition this United team to being a Dutch powerhouse. And for winning trophies is what we are best at. Well, second best, because pressing is probably best. You can see there's Xavi Simons and Joshua Zirkzee linking up nicely before Xavi pokes it home to make it 1-0. And Zirkzee heavily involved again down this right-hand side, cutting it back to Mason Mount. 2 assists for our 9.5, as he calls himself, Joshua Zirkzee. And in the third one, a Harry Maguire assist. He gets his big head on it. It falls to Marcus Rashford. And we beat Liverpool 3-0 in the Carabao Cup final. And we saw a lot of Mr. Zirkzee there, and that's because he has overtaken Rasmus Højlund as our #1 striker. Nothing to do with me whatsoever. 34 starts, 18 off the bench. They're still rotating. 14 goals and 8 assists is a decent first season being our main striker. In the Premier League, he scored 10. He got 5 assists. Is it going to be enough to lead us to a title? Well, apparently so, but it's not because of him. It's because of Marcus Rashford, who bagged 22 goals off that left wing, and maybe having that hold-up 9.5 striker, allowing Rashford to get involved with the play more, is actually the reason he absolutely cooked 22 goals, 11 assists, and highest player of matches, joint or second highest by 0.01 in average ratings. He's not going to get highest on clean sheets, but he sweeps the floor with everything else. And maybe having Xerxes facilitating Rashford is the absolute key. And maybe Ten Hag should take some notes, because it worked a treat here. We won the league on 84 points, 26 wins, 6 draws, and 6 losses. We did only win the Premier League and the Carabao Cup in this season, but I'm absolutely buzzing with how that has gone. We have started to, make massive open heart surgery on this team. We've taken out captain Bruno Fernandes, replaced him with Xavi Simons, and it was like nothing happened. Xavi Simons, 14 goals and 5 assists. Rashford and Garnacho getting involved with the assists, 13 and 15. Højlund off the bench, becoming our rotational striker, 15 goals in 19 starts and 30 to the bench is fantastic. Malacia starting as our main left back, 11 assists, absolutely fantastic. As our right backs that we're looking at, we have got Matson there on 7 assists again, Dalot with 4 assists, and Mazraoui with 3. You can see they're rotating pretty much evenly as well. Kobe's being fantastic, Matson's being fantastic, and Mason Mount, it's got to be said, 11 goals and 11 assists, 11-11 for Mason Mount. I just wish he was a little bit Dutch. Sadly, I thought I was going to say it then. Sadly not. He's just about English. Full through English apparently as well. Fair enough to him. But we're looking at Premier League winning it, Carabao Cup winning it. Again though, money is looking not quite as good. 35 million, 250k in wage budget. But of course, there's a lot of players we can sell. And before we get anywhere, we need to try and replace Kobe, Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund, Martinez, Dalot, Onana. We're ripping up the team, but it's got to be done. So we say goodbye to Diego Dalot, who goes to PSG for 68 million. Amad Diallo, who's off to Bournemouth for 25 million. And finally, Andre Onana, who goes and joins Real Madrid for 43 million pounds, which means we've got another 100 million pounds to spend, and we've got some big positions that need replacing. So welcome in, brand new rotational goalkeeper, maybe starting goalkeeper, Rome Jadon Owusu-Adoro, a young Dutch goalkeeper signed from AZ Alkmaar. He is looking like he's going to be a little bit of an absolute superstar. He's overtaken Verbruggen as the Dutch #1, which really surprises me because I thought Bart would be that guy. But it turns out Rome is here. He's at United, same as Bart. They're fighting for the national team spot. Why not make him fight for the #1 at United? Wout Goers comes in as a backup centre-back, £16.5 million, 22 years of age, trying to keep a nice young spine of the team, consistent Life League matches, not the greatest physicals, but fantastic defensively. We brought in a brand new sort of backup cam / striker as well in Jesse van der Haar. I have never seen this guy before, and I was quite intrigued to see what he could do. He's 6'1", decent physicals, 14 finishing, good determination, technically a little bit to be desired, but mentally and physically a pretty decent footballer. We could be seeing something out of Jesse. A bit of a controversial one, but Cisco Somerville comes in from West Ham for just £2.3 million. It just seemed like a deal way too good to turn down. We know how broken physical stats are on FM, and Somerville could get a bit of a breakout here at United, obviously going through at Leeds, eventually joining West Ham. Hasn't quite worked out for him. We'll take him for £2.5 million. And we're finishing up our fantastic transfer window with Devin Reg coming in from Ajax. The Dutchie coming in, £55 million. A little bit mental on the price, but he is, again, absolutely fantastic. Brilliant physicals, brilliant mentals, great defensively, can go forward as well, and comes in as a starting right back and rotation again with Mazraoui, who just can't start that starting right back position just yet. It's Owusu-Adoro in goal with Wrench, De Ligt, Martinez and Malacia. Nearly there in terms of defence, just Martinez left with Mainu in DM. I just can't bring myself to get rid of them two. I can't quite bring myself to get rid of Garnacho or Rashford either. But it is Simmons and Xerxes in cam and up front. Defensively looking strong, the backups. In DM, we've got Hamer and Thiago Land. Somerville, Mount, Van Bredende and Højlund all still there on the bench as well. Let's see. Season 3. We are in absolutely everything possible. It'll be nice to try and win a Champions League before we have to rip the team up. Well, that's not going to happen. We've been absolutely bullied by Real Madrid, so we might as well rip the team up. 9-3 on aggregate. And we also didn't win a single competition. 3rd round in the Carabao by Arsenal, 4th round in the FA Cup by Norwich. We didn't even win the Community Shield, losing that one, and we've come 2nd in the league again. 3 points behind Arsenal on 80 points. Rasmus Højlund took back the starting striker lineup for 17 goals. Not really enough, to be honest. I need someone to come in and dominate this striking position. Xerxes and Højlund are battling it out. I'm going to have to sell Rasmus now. We're going to have to completely rip the team up. Mainu's got to go. Martinez, Garnacho, Rashford. Who else are we looking at? Euro, Mount, Højlund. I think that's it. We are nearly there, but it is now time to get everyone gone. We've not won anything. We might as well do it now. We might as well clean slate it and get rid of everyone and make this United team fully Dutch. We've got £82 million to spend. Let's just go and do it. Okay, well, I'm going to be honest. The options out there just weren't very good. We've not sold any of them players at all. We've actually just really kept the team together and brought in a few improvements that I think over the next couple of years can make us a much better team. But I thought absolutely telling everyone, I looked at the transfer window after going when it all ran, and I was looking at through that and then deciding we actually needed to just do a little bit more research before we break everything down. So Donyell Malen comes in. Yeah, this is pretty much the best player we could get. Transfer listed by Borussia Dortmund after playing 9 games last season. He comes in for 42 million. We do know he's going to be fantastic. Outrageous speed, good finishing, good determination, and good consistency. Enoch Masteras also comes in as our Kobe Mainoo replacement. Next season, Mainoo will be going. Next season, we are taking the plunge, and everyone is gone. And Enoch Masteras is going to be our DM partner to Gertrudia. And we do also have a fantastic young left wing / central attack midfielder who is also coming through now as well. Deschamps Densville, signed from AC Milan. He joined there from Feyenoord. He's just 18 years of age, but a fantastic determination. I'm hoping Deschamps can become a superstar for us. Looking at our actual team now, I believe we did get rid of possibly Mason Mount might have gone. I know Anthony's gone. Van Bradende's gone. He was absolutely rubbish. Maybe Mount's not gone. Maybe I'm still trying to get rid of him. Mount's got a bid on him from Real Madrid. Mount is off, everyone. Hence why Denswell is in the team. We've got pretty much the exact same team with Marlon coming on the right-hand side and Garnacho dropping to the bench. It's taken me some time, but we've literally got Rashford, Mainoo, and Martinez left in the team now. I think next season we'll have a few more wonder kids that have actually come through and have made it possible because actually looking through the Dutch talent coming through at the wing positions, you can see it's exactly what I'm looking for. Right wingers or cams and left wings. We'll look through the 2 wing positions and the striking position. It's just a little bit rough. I mean, Harry Kane is not Dutch, is he, FM? Right, there we go. It's finally fixed. Looking at left wings and strikers, there's just not a lot of options out there at the moment. I'm hoping there's going to be a sort of wonder kid that comes in or someone we've already got that's going to grow into be a superstar and help us out massively because I don't really feel like bringing Wout Weghorst back to United. As much as I loved him here, I'd much rather he stayed at PSV or, as he in real life, at Ajax. And hopefully someone's going to come through and surprise me. Or Marlon might move to our striker position. Or maybe Xerxes finally grabs a hold of it. And left wing wise, well, I wish I knew I wish I knew Noah Lang was sitting in the reserves. I completely forgot about him. See, he's just not there. He just dropped off massively. I mean, you know what? He's written off anyway. Forget about Noah Lang. Let's get into season number 4. Again, the 4 trophies looking to win, but it doesn't matter if we do with him. Next season is where everything really starts. And yeah, I should have just taken the plunge because we've come 5th in the Premier League. Yeah, right. I've had enough of it now. Everything's changing. Everyone is gone. Oh, actually, wait a minute. We have a Champions League final, ladies and gentlemen, against Barcelona. And Alejandro Garnacho is going to get us off to a pretty good start in just 15 minutes before Donyell Malen whips it in to Rasmus Højlund to poke home for 2-0 in 24 minutes. Are we about to lift a Champions League trophy with a semi-Dutch Manchester United team? Well, if Danny Olmo has got anything to say about it, probably not, as Lamine Yamal finds him in the middle for 2-1, and Lamine Yamal drives to the left-hand side yet again, beats everyone, whips it in, and Ansu Fati pokes home for 2-2. But that Manchester United, that Dutch steeliness, when I say Dutch, is actually the Danish, because Rasmus Højlund is an absolute joke. He scores again to make it 3-2 before Barcelona decide to score again. Vitor Roque finding a ball to the back stick and Marc Bernal pokes it home, and we do go to penalties. Rashford scores our first, and Barcelona, well, they missed their first and they didn't ever quite recover from it either, as we win 4-3 on penalties. We win the Champions League final. The annoying thing is, I suppose, Garnacho, Argentinian, Højlund, Danish. Without them two, we wouldn't have won the Champions League final. We'd have lost 3-0, and we're about to sell them both. So say goodbye to Mainoo, Rashford, to Martinez, to Højlund, to Garnacho, because seriously, they are all gone. But before I show you the amount of ridiculous money I did raise, I just want to say a massive thank you to you legends over on Patreon that are down on screen right now. It is £5 a month, and I'm currently giving away 3 copies of Football Manager. All you got to do is be signed up to the Patreon. The £2 and £5 here get 1 entry into the giveaway, and anything else further, the sort of entry requirements go up, and you get 2 or 3 depending on the tier you do want to help support me on that. You do get reboot files available, so this Manchester United save, or the Sporting save from the other day, or even the Derby save, or any of the 1 season rebuilds we've done. If you want to pick Manchester United up in 2025 or use these fantastic Ten Hag tactics, they're all available on the Patreon. A massive thank you to anyone that can help support out of there. You are absolute legends. Let's get into the outgoings though, because it breaks my heart to show you that Rasmus Højlund has gone to PSG for 70 million, and joined by him is the butcher Lisandro Martinez for 57. Kobby leaves Manchester but goes to London and goes to Spurs. He's got all the trophies he needs, I suppose. And well, to be fair to Rashford, he's gone and grabbed the bag. He's gone to Al Ittihad, he's on 900k a week. Fair cop. Then a Euro, who we didn't really see progress at all. He played 12 games the whole time. Has gone to West Ham. And finally, Alejandro Garnacho leaves the club and joins Bayer Leverkusen. He's over there on a loan deal, but we'll sell him next season if we have to. He's got a optional future fee of £46 million. No one wanted him, which was a bit surprising. I will say, last couple of years, he's fell off a little bit. The first 2, unbelievable. 7.08 and 6.84, not fantastic. And it means he's off to Bayer Leverkusen. And well, to replace him, we just had to go mental. Jadon Adai was the best winger we could get. He did cost us £88 million from Roma. I'm hoping we get an £88 million worth of player, because based on the stats, I'm not really seeing it. And well, you'd like to think an £110 million centre-back would be pretty decent. Jero Harto comes in, centre-back / left-back. 110 million is no joke. He has got 26 caps for the Dutch national team at 22 years of age. He is outrageously quick. He has got great defensive stats, and mentally, he is top quality as well. He does also like big matches. I'm hoping Jarrell can come in and really stick a claim for that left centre-back position next to Matthijs de Ligt. In DM, we have gone for Brighton's new man, Matt Vijver. He comes in after going to Brighton and then leaving them in 2024 to join PSV for 4 years. He's going back to the Premier League. £54 million he's cost us. He's progressed into an absolute monster. We've also signed Dean Huijsen from Bournemouth. He's a very good young centre-back, which has joined Bournemouth from Juventus this transfer window in real life. And I'm quite excited to see if he can do anything for us as well. A great ball-playing defender with some decent physicals while being 6'5". And our final signing is Van Persie comes back to Manchester. Yes, we are at a point where Van Persie is 21 years of age. He has progressed into a very decent footballer now and starting to score lots of goals, good physicals, good finishing, good mental stats, and can now be a very strong rotation option with Joshua Zirkzee. We are now finally looking at a full Dutch squad, and actually I've kept it to being fully Dutch other than Mazraoui, who is partially Dutch. Everyone else is fully Dutch. You can see Dangor and Garnacho out on loans. They won't play any part, but the rest of it is completely Dutch, which is pretty cool. So we've got Aruso Aduro in goal with Wrench, De Ligt, Harto, Malacia, Gertrudia, Vijver, Marlon, Simmons, Adai, and Shaquille Van Persie up front. Now it's time to go on the charge. Now is where it matters. We're in the Super Cup, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Champions League, and the Premier League. I'm actually going to play this season because I am a Manchester United fan. I quite like Dutch football as well. I'm going to play this season myself and see how we can get on. I'm excited to see if we can make Big Shaq a superstar, or even Zirkzee. I don't care who it is. I think Verbruggen's going to be my main goalkeeper. Other than that, we've got a lot of great options, and I'm very excited to see what we can do. And when I'm going to be honest, we absolutely cooked. It was unbelievable how fun this season was and how well we played. We start things off in the Super Cup, and Zirkzee grabs us a goal early on before Ernest Duamha finds Labanic in the middle for 1-1 against Lyon. But in their 78th minute, the high press system, we've seen Bruno Fernandes do that many times. We now see it be Xavi Simons. We win 2-1 and lift our first trophy of this season. And we now skip to the FA Cup final right at the end of the season. Can we lift our second trophy? Well, that's finds Jaden Adai in the box. Back to Malacia, whips it in, and there's little Denswell in the central attack midfielder role. You know the youngster we signed from AC Milan? He's absolutely fantastic. Donny Marlon then scores to make it 2-1. Savio whips it in, comes back to him. The tricky Brazilian beats Xerxes, gets to the byline, and finds Mr. Robot in the middle for 2-2. It takes the game all the way to extra time, but that Dutch spirit is going to be strong enough. Adai on the left-hand side whips it in, and Xavi Simons pokes it home. Or actually, is it going to be enough? Because City come back again. Savio on the right-hand side. Haaland cuts it in, falls to Savio eventually. 3-3. It's going to penalties. Haaland scores. Marlon scores. And then Jeremy Doku misses. And that was that in terms of the penalties. 4-3 in the end. If we win the Premier League, things are looking pretty good because we've won the FA Cup. We've shown we can win a European competition. It might only be the Super Cup. And if we go in the Premier League, all there's left to win is that Champions League thing, and that's normally very, very easy. And in round of 16, we beat Bayer Leverkusen 1-0 over 2 legs. I'm sure if they had Garnacho, they'd have probably beat us. They didn't. We won 1-0. In the quarterfinals, we faced up against AC Milan. In the first leg, it was a 2-0 victory. And here in the second leg, captain Matthijs de Ligt got us off to a fantastic start. But 1-goal lead, and we grabbed another as well, thanks to Jaden Adai. They did grab a goal back to make this one 2-1, but it was a 4-1 demolition on aggregate. And in the semi-finals, it was a 2-1 victory against Inter Milan. An own goal from Bastoni, a goal for Malcolm, and 102nd minute in the second leg, goal for Joshua Xerxes sent us to a Champions League final. We faced Bayern Munich, and in the 122nd minute, we didn't even score the goal ourselves. It came off the back of their centre-back after a Nusa Mazraoui screamer. We win the game 1-0 against Bayern Munich in extra time. Unbelievable scenes. Where have you seen a treble won against Bayern Munich before? At the Camp Nou. And we're just like 99. We do complete that treble. 89 points, 27 wins, 8 draws, and 3 losses. The United team comes in absolutely clutch. We win the Premier League, win the Champions League, we win the FA Cup, and what a nice little touch. I didn't even clock it until recording. We beat Bayern Munich in the final at the Nou Camp in extra time. Even though it was added time in 99. This time it's extra time, even more so. Unbelievable. The full United Dutch team comes up clutch, and thankfully Joshua Xerxes, who was an absolute hero, Marlon, Simons, Adai, Vifer, Gertrudia, Wrench, De Ligt, Harto, Malacia, Verbruggen were all absolutely fantastic. If you have enjoyed this Dutch-only Manchester United rebuild, make sure you're liking the video. Of course, subscribing to the channel. You're probably already subscribed. And of course, you do want to pick up this save on the Patreon. The link is down below. A massive thank you for watching. I'll be back in a couple of days with another rebuild, and I'll speak to you next time.